Hi, today is Monday, let me look, Monday, May 4th, 2020. And all this week we're going to be reading two stories. And we're going to be looking at the characters and the setting. So, first, when you're reading a fiction book, so this is a book that has been written to for you to enjoy, to read for fun, there's going to be a character. So it's our job as readers to try to understand the character and to understand why they do what they do, why they say what they say, and really who they are. So while I'm reading this book, I'm going to be talking about the character and just making some observations about him. So what I noticed about him, what does he look like? How is he as a person? Is he funny? Is he adventurous? Is he shy? Is he sad? So I'm going to be reading to notice what the character is like. So this is the story Jack and the Beanstalk. And the author is Richard Walker and the illustrator is Neam Sharkey. I have to move this so that you can see everything. Okay. I'm not going to start by saying that Jack was lazy. When there was an adventure in the offing, he was not lazy at all. But most of the time, he just did a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So right away, I'm giving some information about our character, Jack. He's sort of lazy unless it's something that he wants to do, unless it's an adventure that he wants to go on. I can make a connection to that. I know that for me, um, maybe I don't want to clean my house. And so I'm lazy in that aspect. But oh, if my friends want to go out and want to go do something fun, then I'm ready to go. I'm not lazy with that at all. So I can kind of relate to Jack for that. Now we're going to find out a little bit more about the setting of the story, which is where it happens. And I'm looking at the picture, and it looks like he lives in a house. I see a cow, so maybe he lives on a farm, because usually cows live on farms. And I'm thinking this must be Jack. Jack lived with his mom and Daisy the cow in a tumble-down farmhouse a little way out of town. So this must be his mom, and this must be Daisy the cow, and that's Jack, and this is their farmhouse. Jack's mom liked to do just a little bit of this and a little bit of that as well. They didn't have very much money, but they didn't much care. Then, one day, there was nothing left to eat, not even a crust of old bread, and no money left either to buy anything. Wow, okay, so they both, looking at the picture, at the illustration, they both look upset about that. They're probably really hungry. So I get pretty sad when I'm hungry too, so I can understand that. And why are they sad? Because there's no food, so they're hungry. It's no good, Jack, his mom said. We'll have to sell poor old Daisy. You had better get up early tomorrow morning and take her to market. Make sure you get a good price for her. Jack knew better than to argue. Besides, he was very hungry. So the next day he got up at sunrise and set off down the lane with Daisy in tow. He had not gone far when he came around a corner and bumped into a funny little man. The man was wearing a big, baggy jacket with big, baggy pockets. "Good morning to you," said the man. "That's a nice looking cow you have there. Do you fancy doing a swap for her?" When someone says, like, do you fancy, they mean, like, do you like this idea? Or, like, if I said, like, oh, I fancy spaghetti and meatballs, that's me saying I like spaghetti and meatballs. So what do you think he's going to do? I mean, we don't know that much about Jack. So do you think he's going to trade Daisy with this, for, like, give this person Daisy? Or do you think he's going to go all the way down to the market? We do know that he's kind of lazy, so I'm thinking he might just do the trade here since he doesn't want to walk all the way down to the market. Let's see what happens. Jack remembered what his mom had told him, so he asked, "What will you give me in exchange?" "These," declared the funny little man, and plunging a hand deep into one of his pockets, he pulled out 6 plump beans. "Those?" asked Jack. "Yes," said the funny little man. "These. Don't think that these are just ordinary beans. Oh no, these are magic beans. But you will have to be careful with them. I've lost the instructions for them, so I'm not sure what they do." Okay, what do you guys think the magic beans do? You can talk to the person that you're with and tell them what you think the beans do. So, I mean, we're talking about characters, and this funny little guy here, I don't even think he has a name, but the guy who's trying to give Jack the magic beans, his character doesn't seem very responsible because he lost the instructions for his magic beans. So that's what I think about him. Well, there was nothing Jack loved better than magic. So he handed over Daisy, took the beans, and hurried home. Let me go back for a second. Do you think that you would have taken the beans? You can discuss with the person that you're with. As soon as he reached the back door, Jack burst into the kitchen and proudly threw the beans down on the table. "What's this?" exclaimed his mom. "Oh dear," thought Jack. "They're magic beans, Mom. I swapped them for Daisy. At least we've got something to eat. Well, we will have when they're grown." Jack's mom was furious. Okay, I'm going to read what happens and then I'm going to ask you what you think furious means. "She went white in the face and shouted and stamped, and then she threw open the window and flung the beans outside." What do you think furious means? She shouted and she stamped her feet and she threw the beans outside. She was furious. She was so angry. She was mad. That night, Jack and his mom went to bed feeling miserable and hungry. But in the garden, things began to happen. The beans slipped down through cracks in the ground. Their roots wriggled deep into the earth. Now, I'm thinking we learned about the life cycle of a plant. And in the beginning, you have to plant the seeds in the soil, in the ground. And once you do that, their roots go down. And so I'm thinking that since these beans are in the ground, that they're going to grow. But I don't know what it's going to grow into. So let's keep on reading. Their roots wriggled deep into the earth and shoots pushed upwards. They burst through the hard crust of the soil, and twisting and tangling together, they grew high into the sky. They kept on growing and growing until they reached the land of the clouds. Okay, I'm going to stop it here because there is a 15-minute limit on the videos that I can do. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw a picture of the character in this story. Remember, the character is who is in the story. So you can look through here again. We're talking about the character. What is his name? And you draw a picture of him and you can write some words about him. Some words that kind of describe him. And then tomorrow we'll finish the book and you can add words to your picture tomorrow. So today just put a picture of Jack and then a word about Jack. And then tomorrow when we read more about Jack, we can add more information to our picture.